what got your attention on TV this weekend?
I went through a rabbit hole this weekend because I started watching Love Story, the story about JFK Jr. and Carolyn Bessette.
Yes, I've seen those promos.
Oh my gosh, it was so good. And I only really know like the highlights of the Kennedy family. I didn't know like, in-depth stories about each family member. But I found myself pausing the TV and like going and doing some research and then resuming the show. And I just thought, hey, the fashion back in the 90s, like I just want to start dressing like them again. Like, oh my God, it was so effortlessly cool. And then the characters and the actors who play them, spot on. Naomi Watts plays Jackie O, and she does such a fantastic job in it. And like everybody who they got to play JFK Jr. and Carolyn, I'm like, these guys look just like them.
They really do.
It's scary.
Look a lot in the. All I've seen is the promos, and I thought, boy, they picked the right actor and actress.
Yes. So, highly recommend if you're at all interested about the Kennedy family. I found it on Hulu, but it's currently playing on FX.
Okay.
How about you?
TV-ish. It's actually a podcast. More and more of the podcasts are video podcasts, and I've been watching Bobby on the Beat to Bobby Flay. And of course, I'm in my Bobby Flay era. Love him. So not everyone might love it, but this is really cool. It's very personal with him, and it's not just cooking stuff, but it's kind of food related stuff. So he has a lot of guests on that are also chefs on the Food Network, and I like all of them, so it's kind of cool to learn a little bit about them. And you see them interact on like Beat Bobby Flay, and it's like, oh, they look like they're friends. Well, then they sit down and talk, and you kind of hear a little bit about their history even, which is kind of cool. So that's a cool part of it. And then he also gets into, it's food-related stuff, but it's not all the same. I mean, they talk about like the restaurant business, because most of those people have restaurants. And they kind of talk about how that has changed. They talk about how food TV has changed, and how social media has changed food TV and has changed restaurants. One thing he does that's really cool, especially in the early episodes, he visits with and videos with some influencers. And of course, they're in New York City, so you'd have to think New York City's probably lousy with food influencers. And apparently, you can tell that maybe in the restaurant industry, there's pushback on those people because they are the food critics of today.
Yes.
What used to be the New York Times food critic is now these influencers. And they can take someone's livelihood just from, a bad review or something. And so there's a lot of pushback on them. And Bobby, he's so smart. And he says, you know what? He says, we need these people because they will drive people to our restaurants. But what he has done is pick some that he likes and he thinks are fair and thinks they're doing a good job. And he sits down with them and like gives them little food quizzes. He says, if you're going to be doing this, I think you ought to know at least these things. But it's a very friendly back and forth. And it's kind of like just a little sidebar of that episode. And it's really interesting. And I don't know. I find it good. All the episodes are about 30 minutes. They're not too long. One drops every Monday. So I think it's pretty good.
Nice.
Especially if you like the food TV stuff the way I do.
Yeah.
If you like Bobby Flay, I think you'll like it. It's called Bobby on the Beat. And it's, I guess it's everywhere podcasts are available, but I've been watching it just on regular old YouTube.